Having a couple of favorite go-to meals with secret perfect ingredients that you can cook even if you haven't been to the store in a while, those are always good to have in your repertoire. And one of our favorites on Calypso is sweet potato black bean tacos. Hi, I'm Nika Waters and welcome to the Boat Galley Podcast. I'm sharing our total secret ingredient that takes this from just awesome to out of this world spectacular. Today's episode of the Boat Galley Podcast is sponsored by Roam Devices. Their Marine Monitor is a premium boat monitoring system that allows you to stay informed with what's happening on your boat while you're ashore for just $3.49 for the kit and $5 a month. Never be caught off guard by a failing battery or burnt-out bilge pump. Your boat will text you as soon as anything starts going wrong. The Roam Devices app shows a real-time view of your boat's status and location with an awesome built-in remote anchor alarm. RoamDevices.com. Never worry about your boat from afar again. Use coupon code BOATGALLEY for an exclusive 5% discount. If you want to hear about a review of Roam Devices, John Herlig did one. He tested it out, and that went live on the 2nd of June on the Boat Galley podcast number 787. So listen up. It certainly has us thinking about getting one for the boat that we have that's on the hard in the States while we're cruising in French Polynesia. So we are in French Polynesia, and it's been 3 weeks since we went to a store of any kind. Our produce is down to, we got a little bit of cabbage, we got some carrots, and we've got some onions and garlic and some limes. But other than that, there's not a lot of fresh stuff happening. And Calypso doesn't have a freezer. So largely, we are enjoying a bean-based diet. Dried beans are spectacular because they last for a long time. They take up very little space, and I can feed us. We're on 3 months, really, since we did any major reprovisioning, and I still have lots and lots on board. We can keep eating for a long time. It's going to get interesting and maybe repetitive. But this next recipe that I'm about to share is one that we could eat all the time and never get tired of it. Yes, it's sweet potato black bean tacos. Probably, if you listen to that list of fresh produce that I have, you might have noticed that we don't have sweet potatoes left. No, we don't. But what I do have is freeze-dried sweet potatoes from Harmony House. I got a couple of the containers, and though it's not exactly the same, they're pretty small little cubes. And if I'm making them fresh from fresh sweet potatoes, I would make them a little bit chunkier, but the freeze-dried is definitely better than nothing. So even though we don't have any sweet potatoes, we can still make sweet potato black bean tacos. Corn tortillas are definitely the preferred delivery method. And if you're in a place where it's possible to buy them, I'd buy lots of them because they last forever, which probably makes me not want to look at the ingredient list too closely. And of course, if you have not stocked up on them, but you have happened to stock up on Mesa Harina, you can make your own. Just a little bit of a spoiler alert, though. The recipe for making them is simple, but the technique, not so much. I'm still very definitely in the cursing a lot before I produce any for dinner mode of learning how to make these. But corn tortillas are the preferred delivery method. If all you have is flour tortillas, or flour tortillas are much easier to make technique-wise than corn tortillas. And if you just want to make flour tortillas, then go for that. But what do you need for black bean sweet potato tacos? Well, you need black beans, 2 cups of cooked black beans, which is a can or a half a cup of dried beans that you've cooked to doneness. I saute chopped onions, maybe some green or colored peppers if I have them, cook them until they're soft, stir in some chopped garlic, and you want to cook that just until it starts to smell amazing. It doesn't take that long. You don't want the garlic to burn. I add in cumin, oregano, some paprika. Smoked is pretty good, but whatever spices you like for your black beans, go for it. I stir those around, splash in some Worcestershire sauce, and a glug of cider or red wine vinegar. And I let that cook down for 30 seconds to a minute until it doesn't look like there's a lot of liquid there. And then I pour in the beans and enough water to maybe come halfway up, and I simmer them for a while until the flavors just blend, stirring them every now and then. If you can make them ahead of time, so much better. And if not, they are also good done last minute, I promise. This makes enough black beans for us to have, the two of us to have for dinner and then lunch the next day. So that's that amount. Sweet potatoes. Again, if you have fresh ones, then what I would do if I had fresh ones is I would peel and cube them, probably 3 to 4 of them, but depending on how big they are. Some of them are super small, some of them are much bigger. You want the cubes to be pretty small, and in an ideal world, probably close to the size of the beans. So they're semi-similar in size. And you toss these in a bowl with chili powder and paprika, maybe garlic powder if you have it, those kinds of spices. You don't have to use those if you don't want to, but those are the flavors that I like in them. And then I'm going to heat some oil in a skillet and add in those sweet potatoes, and I'm going to cook them, stirring occasionally until the potatoes are done. If you have a good oven or it's cold out and you want to roast them in the oven, then roast them. They're really good if they get a little bit of a crunchy on the outside. Sweet potatoes get, if they get a little bit charred, they get a little caramelized on the outside, and that's a pretty awesome texture and flavor to have. So don't stir them too often, but stir them enough so that they don't burn hard. And then the very secret ingredient for our sweet potato black bean tacos that take them from, oh, this is good, to, oh my gosh, this is unbelievable. Pumpkin seeds. Don't skip the pumpkin seeds if you don't have to. Toast some raw pumpkin seeds in a skillet until they're beginning to smell good and are just turning brown. Raw pumpkin seeds are going to be green. And pay attention to these, as they can, like any nuts, go from just about done to burn to a crisp in about 5 seconds flat. You can buy pre-roasted pumpkin seeds. I've seen those, and they tend to be maybe overly salted. We tend to not add a lot of salt. So if you do them yourself, you can control the amount of salt. And that's it. Those 3 ingredients. The toppings that we use are shredded cabbage, grated sharp cheese or feta if we have it, salsa. We've got lots of salsa in the pantry here that we can pull out, and at some point we'll run out and then we'll be out, but for now we still have it. And then sour cream or yogurt. And the Boat Galley has a great recipe for yogurt. I'll put a link to some yogurt starter that you can buy, which is nice if you have run out of yogurt or yours has turned for some reason. It's nice to have some yogurt starter that you can rely on every now and then. And those are the perfect toppings. And that's it. It's sweet potatoes, black beans, and the pumpkin seeds. The pumpkin seeds add this crunch and different flavor that just takes this very simple, very easy pantry dinner and puts it absolutely over the top. I cannot wait to share an Anchorage with you, and we get to share our secret ingredients and see what we're up to and toast to this incredible life that we get to live. Thank you so much for listening to the Boat Galley podcast. We love hearing from our listeners. We love it when you don't forget to subscribe. We love it when you share us with your friends. And we love it when you let us know that we've helped you make boat life just a little bit better. Have the most incredible week.